Do you know what's edge of network? Do you know what edge devices are? Today's video, we're going to talk about edge-driven architecture, so stay tuned to learn more about it.
Tuponix, Smart Factory Solutions.
My name is Ricardo Santos. I'm the Industry 4.0 facilitator. Today, I'll simplify edge-driven. I'm gonna tell you what edge of network is and how important that is for a hierarchical and semantic model. We're gonna talk about edge devices and how they can notify on the data change and how this architecture is very important for your IIoT projects. Let's start with the traditional architecture. So we have a point-to-point communication where we go from sensors to a controller, a PLC. From there, we're gonna eventually to an OPC server that will communicate to multiple systems, generating multiple sources of truth, okay? Characteristics, it is by polling. We are polling data on a frequency, okay? So we have Modbus, we have hardwire VFDs, we have solenoids on 24 DC or even 120 AC, we have instrumentation on 4 to 20 milliamps or 0 to 10 volts, and then we have to scale, okay? We have to scale to get the real value in there. So right here, we already have a certain frequency of data being exchanged, usually very quickly for controls, which is great, okay? In another frequency, we are going up to the OPC server, all right? So now we can grab data to our supervisory level. We're gonna go to our SCADA, we're gonna go to our historian. In parallel, we're gonna go to our MES. In parallel, we go to our QA or energy management, and these systems usually do not communicate with each other. Right here, you have intermediary systems where you have different frequencies, okay? Usually, when you go to the cloud, that OPC talks to a proprietary agent, okay? So this is usually not a common infrastructure, not an ecosystem that bypass all this data. So now, if you're grabbing this data in a different frequency, you're generating multiple truths, okay? So this value may not match this value, which may not match this value. Now we're gonna go to the cloud. So usually we're talking about an API, a RESTful API. We have HTTPS requests, this is safe, port 443. We have inbound and outbound messages here being exchanged. Okay, we can certainly do that and make that secure. This is what we call the brownfield. So this is the traditional, usually existing, and we can certainly upgrade this and connect it to our new infrastructure. But let me show you how a greenfield looks like and how an edge-driven architecture looks like. So now you have down there on the sensor level, IO link network. So now you can actually have the device to notify any data change straight to your broker, okay? So this is going to be your single source of truth where everybody's going to connect to your MES, your QA, your energy system. So now you are grabbing that data on a data change, okay? So this is edge driven, okay? So the device, the source notifies the data change, and now your broker, everybody that is subscribing to, is getting that data because it's subscribing to it when it changes and all the values match. Now you have a one single source of truth, okay? So from there, of course, you can go to your PLC for your controls, okay? From there, you can even go to your SCADA, or your SCADA, your smart SCADA can go from your broker and get that data. Usually you also have an OPC server for interoperability. You can connect to multiple systems, but ultimately that also needs to be converted to your broker, okay? So you have also your time series database. Remember, a NoSQL, a columnar database for high volume of data being ingested in there, okay? Now you have your edge of network. this needs to be part of your hierarchical and semantic model, okay? So this is how we're going to name things. So if you have your enterprise, this is probably gonna be your plant level. Now we're gonna go to your lines or your areas, and then to the machines, all the way down to the device, okay? So now we can track all the way down. Now we are publishing, okay? So this guy will be publishing, okay? So now we have only outbound ports open, okay? So on your DMZ firewall, you have only outbound ports. Here probably we're talking about 8883 port, okay? So now we have TLS authentication. Also we have ACL, okay? Access control list, where you can give certain privileges, certain access to each topic, okay? So this is how the new architecture for IIoT should look like. If you liked what you have heard so far, don't forget to leave it a like to help me with this video. Don't forget to leave your questions and comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with somebody that you wanted to share this content, where you're starting this movement, where you want more people to know about it. My name is Ricardo Santos. I'm the Industry 4.0 facilitator, where I turn very technical, complex subjects into very simplified words where anybody can understand. All right, so now a quick recap. So we're talking about edge-driven architecture and how the messages, how the data should be initiated from the device, from the edge, okay? So the device notifies on a data change, okay? So the edge publishes out on a data change, only the data that changes, okay? So now we're talking about a lightweight way of communication, as opposed to the traditional way where it's a point-to-point, where you have multiple points in intermediary systems, okay, in a different polling ratio, in a polling frequency, where you generate multiple sources of truth, okay? So this is what we covered today, and in our next video we're gonna talk about open architecture and how that truly promotes the interoperability. So don't forget to enable the notifications for you to don't miss out on the next episode. My name is Ricardo Santos with Tupinix Smart Factory Solutions. Let's stay connected and see you on the next video.
Tupinix Smart Factory Solutions.